Hi everybody, welcome back to Baseline Farms. My name is Jade. Hope everyone's doing well. So I'm out here in the field because I'm getting some wood so I could finish off that little cottage. But the wood that I found, I can't carry it back. So I got to go get my truck so I can load it up so I can drive it back over to the cottage. Oh, one of these days I'm going to have a buggy. So my goal today is to finish off that cottage. There's so many things that I want to complete. Like I want to stay here in that little trailer and paint and not paint, but and sow some strawberries for a berry festival. John's inside getting ready, like not getting ready, but he's coordinating the festival. So not only is he coordinating, he's promoting it. And so that's a lot of work, you guys. That is a lot of work. I don't think people realize how much work it is when you're trying to coordinate a huge event. And we're talking like at least 10,000 people per day attend this event. So it's not a little one. It's not a little, it's going to be a big one. So I'm excited. All right. So my goal is to finish off this cottage. Whether I finish off the painting, I'm not too sure because my kiddos want haircuts. And so my goal is to work until 3. And then when our guys come home, I want to stop working out here. So let me show you what I have planned for this cottage. Okay, so I was out here, organizing everything, and I noticed as I was putting all these containers up here, all these pots, I noticed that it's barely sitting on the edge, on the side, because I wanted to screw it in. So what I'm going to do is I got a piece of wood. I'm going to put a piece of wood right here. And that way I could drill that into this board and then drill this one into that piece of wood, if that makes sense. So that is my thought process. And then on these guys right here, I'm going to paint all those white. And then I want to put a shelf right across here, all the way across. And I need to put another little, what is it called? Another little piece of wood right across here so that I could drill the shelf on. And I also want to put some brackets on the side so that way it'll stabilize the shelf to make sure the shelf does not fall over. Now granted, I don't plan on putting anything heavy on the top, but just to be on the safe side, that's what I want to do. And then that will give me a lot of storage space because, like, let me show you. I'll be able to put these containers on the top and these smaller things like that. Things that I could probably, it's nice to be able to reach them. And then I'm still debating. I have a bunch of stain, but not enough to stain all the wood. So my goal is to just put all the stain in one bucket and stain it. And whatever color it comes out, it comes out. So that's my goal. And also I have this little kind of a dresser thing. It used to be my daughter's. It used to be in her room when she was a toddler, but she has no space for that, obviously, because she's an adult now. So I brought it out here to the cottage, and my goal is to just sand it down, just kind of smooth it out, and just spray paint it white and put it right over here so that I could put my little small hand tools, like my little small shovels, my little small cutting tools, things like that, my gloves, things that I could store away and put them in a little cabinet drawer thing. And on top of it, I could put a shelf right on there. Let me see that. I should push you farther away. I'm like really up close, but I don't need to be that close. So, yeah, I could put a shelf right there, and so I could use that as a little working station. So that's my goal. That's what I'm going to do. And with that shelf, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe all the shelves that I add on, I'll just go ahead and stain them that whatever color stain I come up with. And that's pretty much it. So that is my goal. My goal is to get this cottage done. But first, I need to jump in the truck. I need to go out to the field. I need to go grab the wood. And I need to start cutting on some wood. And I need to hand saw this wood. I'm sure John can help me do this, but nah, I don't need his help. I can do this myself. All right, so let's get started on going getting that wood. Okay, so it is the next day, and it took me a lot longer to figure out how to put up shelves than I thought. So this one I didn't seem to have a lot of trouble with, but on these little side ones, oh my goodness, I had so much trouble trying to figure out how to cut these, these little these little brackets right here to hold up these shelves to give them a little sturdy, to make them more sturdy. And then because I was cutting it all by hand on this one, I accidentally cut it a little bit too short. And so it's a little bit too short. So then I put this other piece of wood, and no, it's kind of hokey dokey, but it's super sturdy. I mean, this thing is not going anywhere. And then I was able to put another shelf right over here. And then I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead because the shelf is long enough. So I'm just going to go ahead and take this little bracket off and copy it and put one on one side, one on that side, and one on the other side. And that way I could take that wood out from underneath in the middle. But then, let's see, I added, let me show you another side. So then over here, then I added a secondary piece of wood right there, and then I attached it like that. So I attached it with this piece of wood, this one's sitting on that one, this one's attached to that one. Yeah, it's sturdy, you guys. I was hanging off of it, and it's not going anywhere. And then, yeah, when I was making sure it was nice and secure, I could do a pull-up. I mean, I could only do one pull-up, but it's pretty darn sturdy. It's not going anywhere. So I'm pretty happy with this task. I am so excited. I cannot wait to get this all painted because I am going to paint it white. I decided I'm going to paint it white because all the color of the wood is different. And I think it just kind of look weird if I stain it. And so I was going to continue to keep working, but then it started raining. It's like between raining and sunny. So now I'm just going to go inside and finish up some house chores that are long overdue. And I know I missed a video because I was so frustrated that I couldn't figure out how to mount these shelves, like, to make these brackets, because they're so crooked because I was cutting them by hand. And I know we have the tools. We have the tools that I can use, the electric saws and things like that. I just don't know how to use them. And I mean, John does want to help me. Believe me, he wants to help me do these shelves. But the thing is that he was in a motorcycle accident back in 2005, and he crushed both of his arms from his wrist to his middle of his bicep. So he has titanium arms. On both arms are titanium, so metal from the wrist to the middle of his arm, past his elbow. And so, it's a lot of work for him to use those arms. And the doctor says that he shouldn't be doing a lot of strenuous activities on them, but he still does. It doesn't stop him from doing it, but then he sometimes overworks them, and then he can't do work for a long while. It's hard for him to use them. So that's why I'm doing these things by myself. But yes, if he can help me, and he did have some guys coming over this weekend. So he hired some people to come over this weekend, and they're going to help us paint, and they're going to help us do a lot of work on the farm this weekend. So that's going to be super exciting. And it looks like the rain has stopped a little bit, but it's kind of windy. So I'm going to run inside. Hopefully you enjoy this video. Sorry I didn't show you much, like how to do it, because I don't even know how to personally do it. I'm just kind of winging it. But I'm happy with the way they turned out. So I'm just going to head on inside, and hopefully you enjoy this video. So thank you for hanging out with me. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.